social media has become, for lack of a better, a highlight reel. I want to show you the best parts of me. I don't want to show you my flaws. I'm a Christian.
I mean, we're in one of the greatest times in history, right? Where we can reach more people than ever.
Yeah.
A lot of the music was testimonial, as you will, telling my story, what God brought me through, doing the altar call and bringing people to Jesus.
Man, I got so much to say about that.
Okay, let's go.
Man, I never would have thought that this is something I would be doing. Never would have thought.
Bro,
this definitely wasn't in my prayer list at all.
This is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I've literally been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and it's exciting to finally, like, we got the mics.
Got mics, got cameras.
We got cameras, lights.
Bro, if you would have sold my life 3 years ago, I would not be like,
bro.
What God has done is amazing, bro.
This is so cool. And we got a good topic today.
Yeah.
Right? And so my name is Mickell Kubi. Tyler, first of all, what's your name, bruh?
My name is Brandon White. Also go by No Mask.
And what's today's subject that we're going to be actually talking about today?
Today's subject is, has modern day Christian rap become superficial?
Okay. Yeah, that's one of those ones, bruh. Yeah, specifically.
I got a controversial answer to that, but you know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this then. Let's start with your answer. Has modern day Christian rap become superficial?
I'm gonna give a safe answer. I mean, well, it's an honest answer. I think yes and no. But I think more. It is more on the superficial side. I will say that. But I do believe that there are artists who are not superficial. But I think for the most part, there are a lot of superficial artists, a lot of superficial Christian artists.
I believe that. And so really, so let me just kind of give some backstory. So for me, I've been a Christian rap artist since 1993. Crazy. Telling my age right now. Like, crazy. Right? So 1993.
Telling your experience.
Right. So this is what's crazy too, is I get saved, 93. We were doing music before I got saved. Now, honestly, if it was now, I wouldn't have did it this way, but it was then and I did it this way and I learned, as I was going. But we literally got saved and went from doing, ungodly music
to straight on,
just like now we doing music for God. You feel what I'm saying? Different game back then. You had, a lot of pioneers of Christian rap, social media.
Who was I guess who was big back then? Who was like big back then when you converted over?
So this was like Kirk Franklin era. Kurt was
is
like
this Stomp? Is this?
Yeah, this was like Gospel Gangsters. This was like Soup the Chemist. This was like T-Bone.
I remember T-Bone.
Yeah,
vaguely.
This was like a little past when Christian hip hop just started. So we're probably a few years into Christian rap.
You were like, I'm not quitting music. I'm just gonna switch to I'm gonna switch my topics up.
Hey, so we literally went from doing secular music, got saved, loved God, on fire for God. Let's win souls doing Christian music. And so, but then different game, right? Different game. Our main focus when we started was preaching the gospel, was bringing people to Jesus, right? So, a lot, and we'll talk a little bit about this, but a lot of the music now is really, I would say, affected by social media and a lot of things going on. But back then, it was literally, we were on a mission. It was, okay, we saved, we living for God now. It's about Jesus. Let's preach the gospel and bring people to Jesus.
So you had a clear priority that,
yes,
God was first, and that I'm doing this not to look cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this to sound cool, even though you want to make good music. You had a clear mission. which I know we're gonna get into. I'm kind of
No, you good.
no, yeah.
You good. And I would say this, and this is one of the questions that we'll dive into as I say this. The music has substance, right? And the substance was, I mean, I had just got saved. And so a lot of the music was testimonial, as you will, telling my story, what God brought me through, right? Sharing that, and then, you know, doing the altar call and bringing people to
Man,
Jesus.
I got so much to say about that.
Okay, let's go.
Testimonial music, for me, sometimes testimonial music for me doesn't grab my attention all the time.
Okay.
Because I'm a believer who was raised in Christ. Like, you hear a lot of testimonies, you're
Gotcha.
raised in it. So
Gotcha.
sometimes the testimony, okay, you got okay, this happened to you, okay, blah, blah. So that's why I said my answer is kind of controversial, because I understand that, yes, there's a need for more depth in music, but I still like the vibey stuff. You know what I mean? I just want artists to be more intentional with the vibey stuff. Like, put the medicine in the vibe. Like, don't let it just be all vibe and all cool. You know what I
Right.
mean? But also, if I hear tracks of just testimony, I'm not saying that the music is not going to touch me. It's not going to be effective. It's not going to be good. But sometimes, bro, when I'm going to the gym, I don't want to hear, oh, my life was hurting. You know?
Gotcha.
If I'm in a gym environment, if I'm driving at the car and I'm with my kids, like, I don't want to listen to something that's necessarily going to put me in a different
That's a good
way.
point too.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Because the context and where you listen to the music matters too. You know what I
I
mean?
never thought about that. And this is the thing, you mentioned a good point, because it was crazy, because even back in that day, there was songs that I personally listened to, and I came from a life, you know, basically of gang involvement and some things. And so when I first got saved, I really clinged on to like the gospel gangsters, their feel of doing music, right? But I can say this, man, there was some music that was testimonial music. There was Christian music that definitely I wouldn't want my kids, you know, listening to.
Oh,
You
meaning
feel
like
me?
they was going to.
Bro, they was going into some stuff that was like, okay, this is like low key
Are you kind
PG-13.
Are you kind of glorifying it, or what are you
Right.
doing? Yeah.
Right. And so I feel you. I feel you. And I think so for us, let me say this. It was for an outreach. You feel me?
You mean the music you
The
made?
music.
You guys made.
The music that we did was literally, a lot of it was for, you know, somebody who was on the streets. You know, we hit the block. We literally set up, you know, sound system.
That's a great point, because the music is not for us.
Right.
But so when you go into the studio, or when you're writing, even when I'm writing, I got to remember, man, this is not for me.
Exactly.
So I got to let the Holy Spirit guide me. And one of the songs that I created recently, I just let the Holy Spirit flow, how he was wanted to flow. And it's not something that I would have created or said on my own. But I had to realize, okay, we're in the flow right now. I'm not going to interrupt whatever God, whatever the Holy Spirit wants to do. I'm not going to interrupt that flow, even though I wouldn't write this song this way.
Right.
And I wouldn't say these things this way, because I'm not in this place right now.
Right.
But that's what, So remembering that the music is not for us,
And so saying that, you said you wrote songs. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, because I know you haven't been doing music for a very, very long time, but I know the time that you have been doing music, you literally like dove in and like die hard on that. And I'm gonna say this about you, bro. Like, this dude is literally like one of the I would say he's a student, right?
Oh, because
You're like a question asker, bro. You're like, so what do you think about? So what do you think about?
So
how?
So reverb. Yeah, I know you told me last week, but reverb again. Bro. Yeah, but the reverb before the reverb, but then that reverb. But I don't understand that. The decay I don't understand. What are you talking about? What compression? That compression? I know you told me last week, But tell me again. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
but even
I
when
know I was
you
wearing.
when you really went hard on being an artist, you was like, so what does this look like? What does it look like to record? How does I mean, you literally like
And you know why? Is because I haven't lived on the earth that long, right? But the time that I have lived on the earth, the only thing I've wanted to do was music. So this is the first time that I actually got an opportunity to do music and to be in an
exclusively.
environment where
Hmm.
what? I'm in a church with with a mentor that wants to. Wait, what? God, what are you doing? Like, I thought I was just always going to be in the military, always going to be a first responder, that type of gig, that type of thing, sitting on posts, sitting on fences, saying yes sir, yes ma'am. But I always had a desire for music,
Right.
and little did I know, I just had to surrender my life, and God was going to give me my heart's desire. Really,
Right.
what He put in me to do. You
And
know,
so fast forward how many years later? Like 3 years later
3 years later, 3 years later,
of
yeah.
just die hard. And let me tell you, this dude has went in on doing music. And you guys are hear some of his music. No, you can look him up on social media, No Mask with two S's and two K's. But bro's fire. Bro's fire though. So I just had to put that plug in, bro, for, just for as far as you doing music and everything. But just kind of going back to our conversation. Um, so social media, right? When I was actually doing music in the 90s, social media wasn't really a thing. How has social media affected music today? Christian music specifically. Like I said, back in my day, no social media. Go into early 2000s, social media is just, dude, do you remember MySpace?
Yes, yes,
Bro, MySpace,
yes.
bro.
I remember MySpace when I was
What,
yeah,
bro?
yeah. I didn't post much. You know what I mean? I didn't really have a reason to. But I definitely remember it.
MySpace, YouTube just starts coming in. Um, yeah. And so you go in, and I mean, we was concrete artists, bro. What I mean by that is if we was gonna sell a CD, it was literally bro, but let me say this. It wasn't even CDs in.
You
It was
know?
tapes, bro.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
It was tapes. And I mean we didn't have records, but it was tapes. So
I mean, this
so
is this is gonna be another question for maybe another time. But how are y'all record? How do y'all get y'all recordings on the tape?
so
I mean, I know that's another process,
replication. It
but
was a whole
yeah,
nother process.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole. So you send it off, get it replicated, get a
Man, we
tape
got it, man.
made.
We got it easy now. We just press buttons, upload.
Yeah, I mean now it's even streaming and all that, and we've seen so much. But so how do you think social media has affected?
I mean, I don't. First of all, I don't even think it's a Christian thing. I think everybody's affected by social media. Everybody is secular. Everybody's affected by it. As
Has
far
it
as, but as far as what?
making artists superficial?
Mm,
Let me while you're
go
thinking
ahead.
about it, let me read a statistic that's pretty interesting. 90% of artists 35 and under view social media as an essential part of their creative journey. It's woven into how they create, share, and grow. So literally 90% of artists are literally basically getting their ideas from social media. Of course, sharing. Social media is social media, so it's a great place to get your music out there, right? But this is here's one. Has trends in social media made people actually switch up, the message and the music just to be trendy?
Mm, of course. I mean, of course, I know there's that. You know what I mean? Even in me, but I'll just talk about me. I have to challenge myself to be authentic and to go places that I don't want to go because maybe I'm afraid of. Oh man, I can't say that. Can't s- you know? Um, because social media has become, for lack of a highlight reel. I want to show you the best parts of me. I don't want to show you my flaws. I'm a Christian.
Right.
I'm a Christian artist. I have to be 100% a Christian artist. I can't show you my faults. I can't show you my mistakes, but that's a mistake, you know what I mean? Because real Christians, man, I just had a conversation with Raider, and I called him, and he told me some real stuff that he was dealing with, and we were talking, having a real conversation, and I was like, bro, like, I need to be more real and authentic in my music, just like how I'm talking to Raider right now. Because if
Right.
I came to Raider fake, if I came to Raider not being authentic, not being real, I don't think he would have received me. Because what he was saying on the phone was some real stuff. You know, hey, I'm dealing with family. Hey, I'm dealing with job. Hey, I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z. He started getting emotional. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he started getting emotional on the phone. And I was just like, I had to get real with him too. I had to get transparent with him
Right.
too.
The key is that you actually came to a place to where you can serve him and where you can minister to him where he was, right? And I think if we're not careful when it comes to social media, that we'll miss. Like Jesus said this, he said, greater things you will do, right? Because I go to the Father. He said greater things. So this is the key that I think we have to realize is that social media is one of those platforms that we can actually do greater kingdom things. But if we're not careful, what will happen is we'll jump in the wave of the trend. We'll jump in the wave of what everybody else is doing on social media, and we'll miss using social media to actually impact the world for the kingdom. Imagine the opportunities that we have now.
I see what you're saying, because you're saying we'll do greater things. So you're saying, man, we have a tool to do greater things.
To do greater things. And if we're not careful, we'll be using the tool superficially, like everybody else, and missing it. And I want to say this. This is one of the purposes of this podcast, like to wake people up, specifically kingdom creatives, to the opportunities that we have today with social media, with stuff like this, a podcast, right? That we can get on here and literally 1 million people can watch this, bro.
And some people think like, oh, well, why should I care? You know, I'm going to continue to do what I want to do. We're all going to have to answer.
What?
We're all going to have to answer. Like, we're all going to go and answer for the time that we had on earth. We're all going to answer for our gifts. We're all going to answer for, you know,
Great point.
the opportunities that God has given us, you know, or the things that we maybe took advantage of or didn't take advantage of. We're gonna have to answer.
So true. Now let's move on. Now, so we talked about social media. Now, check this out. How does AI, oh yeah, we went there, play a part in this whole, or even, is it even like relevant yet?
I mean, I would like to think artists are still writing their own stuff. I would like to think they are. I mean, I know I do. I haven't used AI to write any of my stuff. Now, I might use AI visually to help me.
Yeah.
Now, definitely use chat. You got me there, okay?
Yeah.
I use chat like every day to ask chat
Chatty.
a bunch of questions.
What's up, Chatty?
All the time,
Right.
right? But as far as AI, are you talking about just lyrically, or are you talking about like? I guess you're talking about.
Bro, I'm
lyrically.
talking about period. Because literally, you got, I would mention some AI apps, but y'all got to pay me if I mention you on my page.
I need a deal.
I need a deal. Like, I need a band deal. No, but literally, you could put music, right? A song inside an AI app that I know today, right now, I use it, right? And literally put an idea. Bro, a beatbox. And that joker will spit out a full concept of a record to you. Full concept that you can like, it can be an instrumental. Yeah. It can have like some little vocals on there, and then you could put your verse on it. Or you can write a full verse. Bro, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I have to say it because so check this out. Wifey was like listening to a song, right? And she's like listening to this playlist, and she's like, "This is amazing." And right, so I'm a producer, so I'm listening, and I go, "That's an AI song."
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but she
I'm
don't
like,
know. But she doesn't know.
bro, she don't know. Said, bro, to the point, like, wifey's literally like, she's like, you gotta meet this artist.
She said
Bro,
that.
she's like, you gotta meet this artist. This song is so amazing. You have to meet him. Like, you gotta meet this guy. And I go, honey, it's an AI song. She's like, no, it's
That
not.
person
No,
doesn't.
I go,
That person
honey,
doesn't exist.
like, I go, the writer of the song, I could probably meet him, but that's an AI record. And she's like over here going in on worship. The lyrics were great. I don't know who.
So I got a question then. Did it accomplish its goal?
That's a great point.
So just because you used AI or used a real person, did it accomplish the goal of getting into God's presence, worshiping?
Bro, wifey was.
So I mean,
bro, wifey
is
was
it?
worshiping, bro. Yeah. Wifey was worshiping and had on repeat, like boom, 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 right? And so I think you can use AI, especially if you're writing.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've heard other people talk about AI saying, "Oh, you guys are relying on AI, and it's not the Holy Spirit,"
Right.
But it's a tool,
Yeah.
like anything else, Yeah, but
No, I'm just saying, bro. Like it, but I mean, obviously, and it almost just answers the question, right? Because was my wife superficially worshiping?
because it was AI, it's AI, so I must.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's and I think what happens is you can use it. I've made AI songs, amazing songs with lyrics that I wrote and put in there, and then actually pop out an amazing song with amazing lyrics, amazing. It's faster, right? And I know a lot of artists don't like it. That's a whole nother podcast. We'll get into that, right?
But see, I think that would just get into like, well, man, am I using my gifts or am I being lazy? You know what I
Right.
mean? Now, if I'm doing it for a purpose, a certain, like you were, like a certain purpose to build a record or to build an album, and maybe I'm just, but as far as I still want to be able to use my gifts,
Right.
and use what God has told me to, to use.
I'm just gonna be honest, bro. When I seen wifey like literally going in on the worship, I was like,
And she didn't have no idea.
she didn't know. And like you said, it's
So now that you told her,
Didn't change nothing.
well, okay, but can she listen to like another artist that's AI and recognize it, or she still won't have any?
She don't really
won't
know.
She won't.
She don't really know. I mean, and it's so good. Like I can tell because I'm a producer, and I hear it and I use it. So literally, most people like there's music that is in rotation, worship music, songs that they're amazing. They're AI songs, bro. And people don't even like the average person who's not producing or anything, who doesn't really do what we do. They're just like, praise the
It's
Lord.
amazing. Yeah.
This is great. This is so. I guess that kind of answers the question that I guess it could be superficial, but the truth is that if you got somebody worshiping to it, then it could be a tool that can be actually used to bring some substance, to bring somebody into the presence of God. So okay, all right, AI, all right. It may be a little different in the future. We'll see. We definitely got to do a podcast on
just AI,
on AI music
and how afraid all artists are of it. Well, first of all, the world, not just artists.
Yeah.
But disrupting everything.
It really is. So we talked about AI. We talked about social media. We did hit this. You hit vibe music. Now, bro, I'm not against vibe music, bro.
Okay.
I like vibe music.
Okay. So we're not gonna have to fight. Okay.
Because bro's a vibe. Bro got some vibe music for sure. No, but
I'm a big advocate of putting the medicine in the vibe.
Okay, for sure.
Because I want the music to feel good. I want it to sound. Yeah, will there be times where I might make a song where I'm like talking more deeply? Yes, but most of the time it's probably not going to be that, because I believe God called me to bridge people to Christ.
Right.
So most of the time I'm not trying to talk to the everyday Christian. Not that the everyday Christian in church can't listen to my music.
Right.
Because they can, and they're going to enjoy it too, but I'm trying to talk to the non-believer.
Really, I think as an artist, when I first started doing Christian rap or gospel rap, Now we definitely had the word in there, telling our story. Definitely needed to mature.
And that's crazy. You guys just went
Definitely
straight
needed.
to
We went straight to it, bro.
no, like, hey, this is how you do it. No instructions, no mentorship, no.
Had mentorship. God bless my uncle. God rest his soul. He like took us in, like right away. Showed me how to read, study the Bible. So it was very, very intentional about reading the Bible, reading the Word, knew the Word. You feel what I'm saying? But bro, we was in there, and but had a lot of maturing to do. And I do want to say this, because I don't want this pod to feel like we're judging artists in any way. I think that what we want to do with this pod is bring just an awareness, right? That, like we talked about, we have a kingdom assignment.
The weight of the assignment.
The weight of the assignment,
Yeah.
right? And to be intentional and to not get caught in the vortex.
So it's like, why am I posting this?
Exactly.
What is the message behind this? What is my intent behind this? You have to
Have
ask
I
yourself.
been intentional about the music that I've been doing? Have I been intentional about it? Or have I been stuck in the trends? Have I been, right?
Just throwing stuff out,
Right? Just trying to get some numbers, right? Just doing songs. Man, I did 10, 50 songs.
Especially how fast, society, and we talked about Instagram and comparing yourself. That's one thing that social media does. And something I had to grow past is comparing my journey with somebody else's, comparing my music with somebody else's. We all have a different journey. God's plan for my life is not somebody else's plan. God's timing on my life is not somebody else's, so I would often fall into the trap of comparing. And then what I would do is it would sabotage what God was doing at me at my level. So then I would go, well, God, I'm not good enough. Well, God, I don't know how. Well, God, and God's like, man, I'm working it through you. It's gonna take time, bro. I'm working on you. You don't know how long that person's been working. You just see their success right now. You see their results right now. You don't know how long they've been at it. I'm doing, actually, if you knew, I'm doing a fast track on your life, but it seems slow to you because you're impatient and you're comparing yourself to other people. So you got to be careful of that too on social media, comparing to other people.
That's good. Let's talk to newer artists for a second. First of all, for artists, kingdom artists, creatives who have been doing this for a while, focus. Like lock in. We're in one of the greatest times in history, right? Where we can reach more people than ever.
Yeah.
But for like new artists, I would say have a kingdom God mission. If you don't want to be superficial, make sure you're doing this with the kingdom mission in mind, not to get likes, not for people to get followers, making it about you. It's literally, and this is the craziest thing to me, bro. When talking about like with social media, right? People will get 500 people who will view their stuff, and they think like that ain't nothing.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. Like I want 1 million, bro. Put 500 people in a room. Think about that. 500 people, right? Resonated with what you're doing, and like you're just like, oh, whatever. Like I need
Chasing numbers.
Not
satisfied. And the thing is, when you're superficial, you're never satisfied. You're always chasing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I know that I'm grounded in what God has me doing, I'm focused on that, I'm not worried about, that's secondary, dude. What's after secondary? Tertiary?
Tertiary.
Tertiary.
I don't know.
I don't know. But like, that's not even of course, like, don't get me wrong. I'm to be real, yes. So at some point, I do care about the numbers. You care about the streams. You care about, yes, I'm not going to lie and sit here. You don't look at likes.
Right.
But that's not, I'm not worried about it.
It's not the point.
Bro. I'm not worried about that.
It's not the point. And bro, I've been, on a call with one person and seeing how the message of music that I was doing impacted their life. And I've been literally in the room with one person or talk to one person who, because of music that I've done,
Man.
received Jesus as their Lord and Savior. Life was changed. Life was transformed. Bro, what?
Man, early you just reminded me of one person. So early on, when I was performing and I had I was not good. No practice, just going up on stage, getting a mic. And I remember one kid out of probably a room of maybe 50 people, one kid came up to me and was like, "Man, I like that. Man, what's your name?" One, just one. And I remember I performed again at this outreach here. I think the church was hosting some event, and one kid came up to me again. And I'm like, one, what's up? Like, you know, I could have got it like, man, how come everybody ain't, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Why God? And I always question, I'm like, man, God, why do you specifically just send one? You know? And maybe, it's all about the one. It's all
Hey.
about the one.
Jesus will leave the 99 for the one, bruh. And so, yeah, very, very important. Couple things, and we'll end the pod here. So get a God mission for new artists. Man, it's some artists, honestly, that's not new artists. You've been an artist for a while and you ain't you need a God mission. Get a God mission, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what the kingdom community is all about.
That's what we all
Yeah,
about, bro.
yeah.
That's it. So new artists should do this. We roll like a little checklist here. That some checks and balances for a new artist, so you're not getting caught in the trap of being superficial. Number one, get rooted and grounded in a solid local church. Super important.
Super important. And know that God is bringing you to that church. Don't just be hopping around because
Oh, that's crazy. That's a whole
because
nother pod in itself.
there's a place for everybody, right? And God has a place for you. So yeah, it's so
that's good.
Because I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for this church.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. Indeed. Get rooted and grounded in a solid local church. Next thing is be a disciple, right? Get a spiritual mentor. We got too many long rangers around here, bro.
And the funny part is, as an artist, you're considered to be a leader.
Right.
You're a leader on some level, even if you don't want to be. You are, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
of your position, because you make music. People kids, the people who are influenced by you, they're looking to you for something.
Right. And the truth is this is you can't lead if you can't follow.
Say that again.
Right?
You have to say that.
Like
again.
before you learn how to be a good leader, you got to learn how to be a good follower.
Man, let me tell you something.
Get somebody
Can I say
disciple
that? Can
you.
I say the S word? I'm gonna say the S word.
Let's go.
Submission.
Wow.
It is not easy, and it is not for the weak. But if you learn to submit, it'll change your life. It'll change your life.
Next one. Get grounded in the word. And then I made a little note. You can't share what you don't know. We're talking about not being superficial. Actually having some weight on your ministry. Actually know the word. We representing the word, right? Know the word. And the next one is learn what the gospel is. What? Bruh, you a gospel rapper and you don't even know the gospel? What?
Just putting Jesus' name on everything.
Bro, this is crazy. We got gospel rappers today. They're saying that they're gospel
that's kind of hard.
rappers.
That's kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of hard to believe. That's
Yeah.
kind of hard to believe. I mean, I believe it, but I don't. Like, how would you know? How would you know? Like,
Well, I think the way you know is because of what people are saying. They're not preaching the gospel. They're not sharing the gospel.
so
Right?
an artist shouldn't be just making music, talking about the king. They should be
100%. Like, and this is where we talked about a kingdom mission, right? And we could be here another hour on this subject alone. We won't prolong it like that. But when we're talking about a kingdom mission, what is the main kingdom mission, right? Other than the fact, the gospel, the good news, right? That God so loved the world, a sinful world, that he sent his only begotten son, Jesus, right, to live a perfect life so that, and then die on the cross and shed his blood so that sinful man can now trust, believe in him, put their faith in him, and be connected back with their creator. Bro, if you don't know
If you're not doing that,
like, what are we doing over here? I had the gift or talent of gospel rap, right? Of rapping to lead people to the kingdom.
the main point. I'm leading them. I got
Bro.
the gifts to lead them to the.
That's it. That's what it's about. We getting down to the nitty-gritty. No, it's playing. No, I'm just saying it's the main point. And people can say like, well, bro, it's more than just, I know it's more than that. And we have fun in all that stuff. But what I'm saying is let's get back to the weight of what we're doing here and not forget. Learn, new artists, the gospel so we can preach it in our music. Right? Hopefully this pod will actually just refocus you, get you back on mission.
Refocus me.
Yeah, me
You know?
too. Me too. I mean, just even talking about this, it makes me want to go preach the gospel, bruh.
Makes me want to get in my word. Like, oh man, I don't want to be out here lacking. You know?
Right? No, exactly.
You
So
know?
God bless you guys. This is
Numero
numero uno, bro. This is like,
bro.
we did it.
Hey,
And much more gonna come.
the
from
hardest
this.
part was showing up and setting up. You
Yep.
know, after that,
We
bro,
up in here.
Yeah.
I'm Mickell Kubi Tyler,
I'm Brandon. No mask.
and we out. God bless.
Let's go.